innovation and fortify cybersecurity, businesses can unlock new opportunities for growth, sustainability, and competitive advantage. As we continue to push the boundaries of what is possible with AI, the possibilities for digital transformation are truly limitless. So this webinar will explore the transformative potential of AI and emerging technology in governance, transparency, accountability, and digital transformation. So let's use this opportunity to share insights and identify actionable strategies to harness the power of AI to benefit society. But let's not forget, and let's take into consideration that we also need to use AI in a responsible and ethical way. So let's have the discussions around that as well. I want to thank Engineer Mohammed Hosni for taking the time to present to us today, as well as our esteemed Dr. Hoda Nofal for moderating the webinar. So without further ado, I hand you over back to our Coyote to commence with the proceedings and to do an introduction of Dr. Nofal. Thank you very much, and enjoy the webinar and enjoy the rest of your day as well. Thank you, colleagues.
Thanks.
Thank you so much, Ms. Landi Exner, the chair of AfICTA. We are glad to have you around for the event today. Without any further delay, I'm going to briefly do an introduction of our moderator today, who happens to be Dr. Hoda Nofal. She is the Human Resource and Monitoring Business Lead, AfICTA. AfICTA is an IT national association in Cairo, Egypt, which has been part of AfICTA for quite a long time now. We started together in 2012, and they've been a very big backbone for AfICTA over the years. So I will hand you over to Dr. Hoda Nofal, who is going to take us through the proceedings. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Mrs. Orlandi, Engineer Hosni. Hello, Mr. Coyote. Happy to be with you today. Greetings from Etisal. Hello, Africa. Happy to have you all today from whatever countries. It's an honor for me to present this webinar through AfICTA and Etisal. I'm going to make a little briefing about Etisal. Etisal is a leading ICT sector NGO serving the ICT community in Egypt since 2004. Etisal has been playing a powerful role in supporting the development and growth of startups, small, medium, and large enterprises through a vast range of programs and services. Etisal is currently having now a number of 250 members across 6 main divisions. The divisions are software, hardware, telecom system integration, business process outsourcing, service providers, as well as BPOs, yes, I previously mentioned. Etisal is playing a significant role in empowering the startups and supporting the growth through a business acceleration and incubator program called EBNI. We're also having a perfectly designed programs for empowering the medium and large enterprises through developing their export development programs, investment readiness programs, capacity building programs, as well as consultation programs. Etisal is an active member in various international organizations like AfICTA, WITSA, and the Arab ICT Union. It has been successfully managing projects fully funded by the EU, the UNDP, USAID, and GIZ. Etisal is mainly specialized in building networks, B2B matchmaking, advocacy, supporting innovation, empowering the growth and development of ICT enterprises in the Egyptian industry. Now I'm going to introduce our devoted speaker for today. It's Engineer Mohammed Hosni. Engineer Mohammed Hosni is a digital transformation executive in Huawei, North Africa. He's an expert in digital business transformation, business models, and operational excellence. Engineer Hosni has been formerly the Operational Excellence Director for Vion Group, and we're happy to have him today as our devoted speaker, panelist, and public representative. He's a well-known professional in the digital transformation industry for the last 10 years, while implementing the AI technologies for the last 5 years. Happy to be with you today, and I'll take it from there. Leave the floor for our devoted speaker, Engineer Hosni. A final note, this webinar will be fully conducted in the English language, and we definitely welcome our audience using other languages like French language, Arabic language, and we will make sure to send them the answers for their questions that were posed in any other different language. We'll be happy to have questions in other languages via the chat box in the last Q&A sessions. Now I'm going to leave the floor to Engineer Hosni. Welcome, Engineer Hosni, to the webinar. You can take it from there.
Thank you, Dr. Huda. I believe I'll start right now. You can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Sure. So today we are going to talk about the AI role in digital transformation.
Sorry.
Hello?
I'm not sure. I can't see your screen from my side. I don't know if others could.
Let me do it again.
Yes, I can see you, Engineer Hosni.
You can see my screen?
Yes, I can see it now.
Okay, with the presentation, right?
Yes.
Okay. You can see the agenda?
No, please.
No, I can see it now.
Engineer, would you please go through the process again, share again?
Okay. Just a second. Sharing.
All right, it's coming up.
Yeah, we can see it now.
I can't see it, so I don't know what's happening. I'm trying to. Yeah. So basically the objective of this course is to wait a second. Yeah, the objective of this course is to provide the non-AI expert with a comprehensive understanding of the AI and its applications as well, and its impact on various industries. And participants will learn how to leverage the AI technology to drive innovation, improve decision-making, and create competitive advantage within their organization. And this is the agenda reflecting what I've just said. We'll go into the AI understanding across industries, focus on the ICT sector because of its importance to enable the other sectors, listen to some of the controversies by some celebrities, then where to put the money, where to invest, and how to invest. So AI is the science of enabling computers to achieve human-like level of intelligence. And this is accomplished by participating or replicating the qualities of the human mind, such as perception, reasoning, planning, and decision-making. And the machine learning is a subfield of the AI that enable computers to learn from the data or from experience by discovering and extracting patterns as opposed to being explicitly programmed. So we don't want to program, we want the machines to learn from experience or from the data sets that they have. And the machine learning is by far, is the most impactful and powerful. So today, when people refer to AI, especially in industry context, they usually refer to machine learning. And deep learning is a technique within the machine learning that is inspired by the structure of our brains, and it is excelled of identifying patterns and learning from highly unstructured data. Unstructured data, we mean like text, like voice, like images. This is the unstructured data. AI is empowering a wide range of applications in different industries: ChatGPT, Midjourney, visual assistants like Siri, Alexa, personalized recommendations like Netflix, Anghami, Spotify, email, spam and fraud detection, language translation tools like Google Translate, and more. Each of these employs the machine learning in its core application. AI is empowered in a wide range of applications in different industries, like we said, ChatGPT, Midjourney, the virtual assistant, and all this. So to employ these applications, we have four major types of machine learning: how we teach the machine, how we train the machine: supervised, unsupervised, self-supervised, and reinforcement learning. Supervised learning is about to give the machine a set data, labeled data set, includes input and outputs, and then the machine is able to extract output based on a new input. So the machine learned from a set of data, and this set of data includes inputs and output examples, and then they are able to generate outputs from new inputs they've never seen in the data sets. That's the supervised learning. Unsupervised learning, which is train the machine to use input only. There is no outputs. And the goal is to find patterns, relationships, and structure within the input data without guiding them for the output or without guiding them with data sets. This is the unsupervised learning. So for the self-supervised learning, it is a mix between the supervised and the unsupervised. So it's a mix between them. And one of the very important trend is the generative AI that's coming from the self-supervised training or learning, like ChatGPT also, and Midjourney, and a lot of new applications that are able to create content from unstructured data, like creating images from text, creating speech from text, and a lot of other applications. Reinforcement learning is the machine deals with dynamic environment to learn by trial and error from penalties and rewards. What are the most optimized action in the next scenario that might happen? And I noticed through the last 5 years of journey that I like to use the 80-20 rules. And most of the applications are using certain techniques or approaches done by the machine training, the four types that we mentioned. So underlying most of the use cases that we see in the IE domain are, I summarize them in 6. The first one is the prediction, which is how to predict the future when trained with historical label data. This is the supervised learning. So this is an underlying technique over the supervised learning. And this is like, for example, if you want to decide on the house pricing, so you can feed the system with input-output examples, and then they can predict the future with new house location or new house dimensions or have specific features. You can do it also in personalized recommendation. How can we predict the behavior of humans from their setup data or label data? The second type is the clustering, which is helping you group data based on their unique attributes. Like you can use it in customer micro segmentation, like income, age, gender, and then you group them, their behavior, and trigger marketing campaigns for different groups. It can be also used in healthcare, where you can identify patients with specific symptoms and define specific treatment for special group that the machine intelligently were able to define or were able to group. Anomaly detection also is the third type, which is very important, and it's used in cybersecurity and also used in finance to identify fraud claims, insurance also to identify fraud claims. So there is a lot of applications coming from the anomaly detection. Computer vision, which is how the computer system perceive and understand visual information from the environment around it. So visual quality inspection in manufacturing can be an application. Diagnosis of medical imaging and reports, that also can be a computer vision. Autonomous vehicle, what you call the self-driving cars, that's also one of the very famous applications for the computer vision. NLP, natural language processing, deals with the world of unstructured data, as we discussed, specifically the text, and enable the computer system to analyze and comprehend the text inputs. Like, for example, automated document processing in supply chain, in contracts, in law, a lot of applications to produce more productivity, less cost, and reduce the human error. Can also be used in banking when you are landing a new customer. It can use be in insurance claims to fasten the process, patient admission to make it fast. In a lot of sectors, we use the NLP. And then the last one is the star of the AI trend, which is the generative AI. And it is enable the computers to provide a quality data or a quality content from the inputs that they have. And it is, we're going to talk a lot in the coming slides of the generative AI. So I'm providing right now the anticipated global AI market, which is projected to around 200 billion by 2030, which is a huge figure. And it is divided into multiple industries, as we can see. I believe the banking sector, banking and insurance sector, is one of the most industries that they will contribute. The AI will contribute to it, healthcare as well, and other sectors, especially the advertising and the media. It's used heavily in such industries. Now I will focus on how the ICT empower other industries, all these verticals, to achieve their digital transformation strategies using artificial intelligence and autonomous networks. Because these industries would require really a very robust connectivity with low latency, mass connectivity, and high speed. And a lot of use cases will require this, like, for example, in autonomous driving vehicles. Imagine that we will have a distributed data whereby we would like to connect to all these resources of data with mass connectivities coming from all different sources, and to be able to judge whether we take right or get around an object or a child or a lady, for example. And this requires really accuracy in terms of the connectivity and the pipeline whereby we are feeding up all the data sources. So that's why I'm going to focus on the ICT right now, and how the AI play a significant role in digital transformation, empowering telecom companies to evolve into what we call the TechCo, which we discussed. So to empower other verticals or other industries that we see on the screen to evolve using the artificial intelligence and the autonomous network frameworks. And that's what we see here. So it's a very buzzword right now, which we say telco to techco. So telecommunication operators right now, or what we call them communication service providers, are not anymore a dummy pipe whereby they just provide the connectivity. They are now much more than this, and they want to book a spot into the industry to be able to be smart and to enable all other verticals or all other industries to evolve. That's the target right now of most of the big operators, followed by the other operators as well. So in this domain or in this framework, I'm trying to simplify the framework because this framework is generated by the TMF forum to tap into the AI and the AN area. And as I said, to be a catalyst for change agent for other industries. So the target to have smart industries, that's the main thing, is to be able to provide the platform or even the service to these smart industries like smart cities, smart banking, smart government, you name it, and provide them with the vision, which is called the 3 zeros, which is 0 wait, where clients cannot wait. 0 touch, the operation cannot be touched. It is driven autonomous, and the engineers are sitting there to monitor what's happening, enhance the performance, and making sure that you're doing the right thing, or the system is doing the right thing. And 0 trouble, of course, which is we want the network to be there all the time, 100% of the time. This is the vision of the TMA forum, not met yet, but every operator and every vendor is working towards this vision. And to be able to do this, which is to reach the 3 zeros, to move from communication service provider to digital service provider for the operators, they need to work on their internal operations. So they will have to have the what we call the self-X, 3 self-X, which is mentioned on the screen right now, which is to try to be able to make sure that the operations are self-serve and talking to each other to provide the 3 zeros. And that helps the operator, of course, to monetize their network by using it in different verticals, B2B, instead of only B2C, and be able to optimize their cost and be able to enhance revenues. As you can see on the screen right now, this is what we call the top 3 processes that companies want to address first in terms of the AI in the operation domain. So it's service delivery and service assurance and quality assurance as well, or quality optimization. That's the first 3 processes. Done the TM forum done a survey on it, and this is the top processes that companies want to invest to have AI automation for it. And these are the top 7 use cases in the telecom, coming from network optimization, virtual assisting, fraud detection, AI billing, customer experience management, and data-driven marketing and sales, and the churn prediction and revenue prediction. That's also a new field, and it is trendy in the telecom industry. I'm going to mention one use case in the revenue detection and revenue forecasting and reducing the traffic loss. I'm a fan of MTN. I'm going right now to a group of operators called MTN. Been following their performance for a decade right now, and I'm amazed with their ability to adapt to the what's happening in the ecosystem. And they're also very transparent in identifying what they want to go. And they recently released, a couple of years back, released the 8th digital strategy for their operations. So they focus on 3 pillars: operation-focused AI, service-focused AI, and platform-focused AI. These are the 3 pillars that they focus in, and they build their strategy on top of them. They have 22 operations in Africa, and they are targeting to unify the data on top of it, which is very ambitious. And now they are a star among other big operators or groups. So a couple of examples on their operational AI focus. They want to have a self-optimized network. They are implementing a lot of root cause analysis to reduce the outages and to make sure that their operations are having a very high availability, as we said, and robust network. For the platform, they are focusing on the robotics to be able to handle a lot of reports and a lot of also um, AI conversations using bots. They are also having a massive authentic technology over the AI and implemented it in a lot of their operations. And they also having a fraud detection techniques using the AI across their operations and across their services. And they focus AI on the services that they are having a lot of AI or a lot of services supported by the AI, like digital SIM registration, like the customer value management. They are using a lot of use cases under the customer value management to be able to partner with a lot of OTTs and provide an excellent service to their customers. And of course, they're having a lot of chatbots interfacing with the customer directly. So they reduce the cost and enhance the customer experience. Moving to another use case in the ICT sector, which is building stock and knock and streamlining the operations. For many years, the operators struggle to have a connection between the customer, the end customer, and between the network. And we've always had this saying that the network can be happy, so the network can be very good, but the customer may be not happy. So now, by implementing the AI techniques and methodologies, deep learning and the generative AI, we were able right now to connect between the end customer of the operator and between the network. So customer complaints are handled by AI techniques to be able to understand what is the underlying problem of the network. I'm not going to go through the flowchart because this is a very technical, deep discussion of how we, before and after AI things are evolving. But the moral of the slide is that it is now possible because of the AI role in the digital transformation, we are able to connect between the customer experience and the network experience. And the outputs and the benefits is massive. So we we enhance the network availability, we enhance the revenue big time, we enhance the customer satisfaction, we reduce the churn of the customers. So it is really happening a couple of years back, and big companies are investing a lot of money because they understand the impact of such investment. I want to visit also another use case in West Africa, where they are applying the technique of traffic loss savings, whereby they try to predict the losses happening from the network outages and try to prioritize the actions on the ground to support the heavy traffic and the more subscribers. So the historical way of doing things that we were moving as engineers to solve the critical issues. However, these critical issues or critical outages might not be having heavy traffics or heavy subscribers. So we were moving to help the network, not to help the customers. But now, after the AI involvement in the digital transformation, we were able to identify in a very accurate way the traffic impact, what error or what issue caused traffic loss, heavier traffic loss, or high impacted volume of subscribers. And we reprioritize our action to take care first by the heavy traffic loss and the impacted volume of the subscribers. And this is revolutionary. Believe me, I'm coming from this industry, and this is to us is really revolutionary. And all operators are putting a lot of money to be able to invest in such use cases, to be able to foster their or boost their revenues and reduce the churn, because the customers will be happy if the network is impacted less. And this is very important use case and very friendly use case. So moving from ICT sector to other sectors, I'm just getting 3 use cases in Africa specifically. One in Kenya in agriculture, whereby the AI algorithms provided real-time weather forecasting and crop disease prediction to farmers. And that helped them to understand when to plant, when to irrigate, and when to harvest, and when to interfere for diseases and such things. And that's definitely have massive impact on the improvement of the yields of the farm and their livelihoods. So it's a beautiful case study. I advise you to read it and to learn from the which machine learning techniques have been used to be able to reach this. The second one is beautiful because it has that was in Nigeria, and the AI was used in the healthcare, and it potentially saved thousands of children lives or newborn lives, because the AI was able to predict, if you remember the supervised learning and the prediction use cases, that they were able to predict the specific diseases, or here specifically is the asphyxia, whereby they are able to understand that the oxygen is not reaching to the different, and the blood do not reach specific parts of the human body or to the full body of the infant, and they were able to detect this very accurately. And without going to clinics, without anything, it's just smartphone, and we're just using specific data sets, which is connecting the voice of the newborn to the disease and identifying or group such samples for such patients, which is it's a really beautiful use case. The third one is in the finance in South Africa, whereby they were able to have the I-scoring or the credit worthy, as that is globally named, to be able to give loans and credit to individuals, not based on their historical data, but based on their behavior and transactional data, which is very revolutionary because this is impacting big time the growth of the economy, as people can get loans and can get credit to invest in their small businesses and grow, and the economy by grows as well. It's pretty beautiful AI implementation in Africa. There is a lot of other techniques like in Egypt, like in telecom sector or non-telecom sector, and other Rwanda. Most of the African nations right now are getting advanced, applying AI techniques in their verticals to foster the economy, enhance the healthcare, or the agriculture, or the manufacturing. Moving to a very famous three use cases. The first one is done by Huawei. So they created what they call the Banjo platform engine, whereby they can predict the paths of the typhoons, and by this they are saving lives, and as well in a very efficient way. So right now, give you a history of how we are trying to predict typhoons and weather changes. We are using massive number of servers, thousands of servers, and thousands of softwares, and thousands of costs and people to try to understand these changes. But Huawei, in this case, used only one server, and in I think minutes they were able to predict the trajectory very accurately, trajectory of the typhoon, with I think 20% extra accuracy of the other old techniques that implements a lot of cost and a lot of time to simulate how the trajectory of the typhoons. So that's a beautiful use case. I advise you all to read about, because it saves lives, it saves properties, it saves assets. It is a beautiful use case. The second one is very known to all of us, which is Tesla, autonomy driving vehicles or cars, and how this is giving us or leading the future to have a world with autonomous driving network across the globe, which is very ambitious target, but it is coming. And I think this is going to be much safer for everyone, and enabling us to focus on what really matters in life, not in terms of driving and reach our destinations. This is very beautiful. That's why we are mentioning here, although everyone knows it. The third one I like personally because also it saves life. It's implementing the Watson platform. It's by IBM, and it is employing the artificial prediction techniques that we discussed in identifying diseases in the MRIs, in the X-rays, and and other patients' documents. And here specifically, it was for the oncology cancers. It's a beautiful case also. Please go ahead and try to read around it because it saves lives as well and reduce the cost because it also tailor programs for medication for specific patients. Controversially, now we're moving to some celebrities and their views of how AI could be taken wisely and what we need to do to treat it in an ethical way. So Elon Musk was claiming that AI is superseding the human intelligence and it's going to replace the human jobs. That's one debatable, I would say, hypothesis, which really made Mark Zuckerberg annoyed, and he also there was a lot of debates between the two of to be pessimistic or optimistic about the AI. However, also Mark was very optimistic for the AI. He had some concerns of how to be fair and not biased in terms of building or training the machine, which is he has all the right because the machine learns from specific people. So if we let very specific group to teach the machine, then the output of the machine or the output of the algorithms and the learning it might be corrupt or might be not providing fairness to the rest of the world. Edward Snowden, the famous one, where he was talking about the privacy and surveillance, and he sees that the AI is not acceptable. He reached the thinking that someday newborn will not understand what privacy means, and every thought that he comes with or every whispers will be recorded and put in his file, for example. And he really is pessimistic about the AI. Sam Harris is a philosopher and writer. He's also concerned about the accountability and transparency, which is really important aspect. Because imagine that a car, a self-driving car, hits a person in the street. So who's accountable with this? So some people will say, "Oh, but this is the car. No one can be accountable." I think this is wrong. I think we need to really to understand the accountability term. Someone needs to be accountable for the output of the machine, and that's the only way to control the aspects of the evolution of the AI. One aspect which is job replacement. I believe that there is a big opportunities comes with disruptions. Every disruption comes, then we have a lot of opportunities coming with the disruption, and that's what's really happening in the AI. The statistics shows that the need for the AI job is massive, and really the new generations are having good time because they find a lot of jobs in the AI domain, which is paid fairly and probably above the market price for the young people. Also, we here talk about the jobs that will be affected greatly by the AI, mainly the logistics and any repetitive work is going to be replaced by the AI. However, the jobs which are very difficult to imitate by the AI is the operations that it has to be done in the field, like, for example, fixing boards or changing something in an ecosystem or physical system, or switching gears or switching cables. And there's a lot of jobs that it is really, I would say, very hard to touch in the next 5 to 10 years with the AI. Finally, the World Economic Forum said that 50% of the jobs or of the employees need to reskill, which is, I think, very important for us, because if we don't learn and if we don't change, I think it's very difficult for us to survive. So every one of us would really need to think of how his job is evolving and how it is using the AI in the digital transformation domain, and how can he gain new skills in such new domain. This is my advice, because everyone of us needs to think this way. It's coming in, whether we like it or not. It's inevitable. So we need to change and adapt in order for us to survive. Moving to a very interesting topic by Gardner, they brought up of where actually product and services leaders need to put their money, and they provided what they call the emerged technology impact radar for 2024, whereby in this domain or in this chart they are dividing it into 4 parts or 4 themes. I call it 4 themes: the smart world, the productivity revolution, privacy and transparency, if we remember the controversy, and critical enablers. So in a nutshell, the smart world is driven by the conversion of online and offline experience. So now we are able to converge between both realities: the online, which is things that happening dynamically, and the offline, which is things that we're doing on the back office. Those 2 experiences are becoming together, and by adding contextual relevance, changing how users interact with people and places and things around them. So as I said, it's going to be dynamic online, not only offline historical data, but now things are more dynamic and more smart, as we say. Some of the applications that we mentioned or the use cases is the digital twin, of course, very famous, and it's happening right now. Smart places like smart hospital, smart site, smart bank, you name it. And a lot of other spatial methodologies like AR, VR, and MR, like mixed reality, augmented reality, virtual realities. All these are coming strongly the next 6 to 8 years. And that's going to ring some bell in terms of the investment. We move to the second theme, which is the productivity revolution. The generative AI is spearheading, as we discussed before, the productivity revolution, improving existing features, so you can add on, adding new functionalities, and augmenting human potential used unstructured data systems. This is very revolutionary to really augment the unstructured data altogether and try to be very innovative. So it's very innovative techniques and used heavily right now by all industries. Moving to the controversies and how there is a trend to address such matters. So increasing the digitization of the asset, like everything is, we want everything to be digitized. Information and experience and the usage of AI are making privacy and transparency issues increasingly important by increasing the opportunities for bad agents to mimic and disrupt and intercept our activities. So we have to be very careful, and a lot of companies and products and services are getting around how ethically we should evolve with the AI. And then the last theme, which is about the connectivity or about the rapid innovation in critical enabling technologies like Web3, like private 5G networks, like vectors, or they call it VITs. All these are new opportunities for products and services leaders to come into it. So basically, to comprehend these 4 things comes together to support the new technologies emerging technologies. And companies that have products and services, the leaders, need to think of their strategy. For example, they are first movers, so they start right now to prepare for 6-8 years later on, or they are fast followers, so they start right now to prepare for the next 3 to 6 years, or they are moving with the majority to be able to catch up with the technology. So these are a couple of strategies mentioned by Gartner, which is very important for products and services leaders to understand how they need to invest their money and what timing for them to use the money. Because if you want to target, as we said, to be a first mover, what is your strategy? And then you have to put the money and continue on the investing to be able to be or execute your digital strategy. This slide is important because for corporate that wants to implement the AI, we have a couple of strategies that are used by corporates to make what I call their IT systems to be AI ready. AI ready means that they are ready in the cybersecurity area, and the data, how they are handling data, storing data, ingesting data. So everything related to data, they are ready, and also how they are taking care of the AI principles that we discussed. So how it should be it should be fair, it should be not biased, it should be transparent, should be accountable. So this is how you are ready. If you are a corporate, you need to be ready. So ambition, they define there are three categories or three ways of doing the readiness, the AI readiness. First, you move in everywhere. So you provide products and services to your customers based on the AI domain. And in order to be this, which is the third type, in order to do this, you need to involve the AI in all your company's activities, whether it's external, internal, and of course, if it is technical from a platform perspective. So you need to implement the AI in the back office, in the front office, and in your core capabilities, of course, to be able to provide your end customers with an AI product or service. This is the third one. The first one is you do not interact or you interact slightly with your customers with an AI technology that it is implied in the front office. And definitely you need to invest in the back office and your core capabilities to be able to achieve this model. The second model, which is a bit conservative, which is how to invest in your core capabilities and back office, and that can be a phase, one of the phases that you want to start the AI implementation in your corporate to be able to build your core capabilities and build your back office, maybe for a second stage whereby you can offer services to your end customers. So you have to make sure that you look into the details of the feasibility study. Feasibility study means, as I said, technically, internally, and externally, you are ready to provide such services or such implementation of the AI. And it was to mention that by 2025 or 2023, I think, 90% for the developed countries and the developed corporations, 90% of the services is going to be accompanied by generative AI. So I want now to focus or to give you the conclusion or takeaways of my presentation. So the first one, generative AI refers to the use of AI to create new content, text, image, music, audio, videos. So it is the generative AI is powered by large language models that can multitask and perform out of the box tasks. It's very innovative, and it is the trend right now, generative AI. And I advise you to learn more about the generative AI and think after my presentation of how to implement such technique into your services, products, core capabilities, back office, front office, so on. Second note is the AI empowers the ICT sector to serve as a catalyst, change agent for innovation and efficiency across various industries that I explained, smart industry, driving economic growth, improving operational capabilities, and fostering sustainable development. AI is essential for industry because it is not only improves the operational efficiency and reduces the cost, but also fosters innovation, enhances customer experiences, and prepares businesses to thrive in increasingly digital and competitive landscape. It's very competitive, and the only one who will invest in the AI in the next 6 to 8 years is going to survive. AI comes with a lot of controversy. We need to address these demands to ensure reasonable and responsible deployment of the AI techniques. And the last rock or the last takeaway I want to give you is product leaders plan their investment timing in emerging technologies, as we discussed, to catch up with the technology trend. Hopefully, I finished my slides, and I think in time, as we discussed, and hopefully I added value to you today. And the floor of yours if you have any questions. Hello?
Yes.
Yes,
Hello, Engineer Hosni. That was a very insightful presentation. Very interesting to hear and watch as well. I have 5 questions now for you, Dr. Hosni, in the chat box. One coming from Mr. Musa from Nigeria. 2 other questions coming from Mr. Nitsalupa from South Africa. Actually, 3 questions. You can answer them live if you like. They're in the Q's and A's box. If you just can click on the Q and A's box, yes.
Yeah,
and we have one 5th question from an anonymous attendee. If you would like me to read them to you.
Let me just try to. Just a second.
Or else I can share my screen with you.
I'll just duplicate. Okay, now, yeah, I can get it right now because
we're having a first question, Engineer Hosni, if you can read it. It says an anonymous attendee.
Anonymous, so what specific steps should governments, oops, just a second. It's disappeared.
Okay, let me read the question for you.
Please.
It says, what specific steps should the governments take to ensure the ethical implementation of AI in governance, particularly in relation to data privacy and security?
Actually, this is really an interesting question because all governments right now are forced to implement digital transformation into their processes and into internal connectivity, and which raised a lot of concerns of the AI technologies that they are implemented, and how they will implement it, what technologies are they going to use, and definitely how we can implement it ethically. The topic is still vague, to be quite honest, because there's a lot of technologies that are not mature yet in the ethical domain, as we discussed in the Gartner themes, and cybersecurity is one of them. Cybersecurity is a great implementation of such, how to ethically make sure that we implement such technology. And that's one domain. The other domain is how we process the data and how we process the privacy, and how we make sure the privacy of our people or the people involved into the process. And we only discuss the metadata as we call it. So the topic is very critical, and that's also stopping a lot of governments to implement such new models. However, there are a lot of forums right now, and a lot of bodies are trying to address these issues. I can mention some other also points, but I think it's going to take some time. So I think we should move to the other questions, and I will reply to the team or to the participants with the detailed answer to the question, with the bullets of what to take care of, and specific steps that we should apply when we try to address the ethical domain, especially in the governmental implementation.
Okay, now, Engineer Hosni, I'm having a note from the same anonymous attendee. He's asking us to share the presentation. Yes, we will definitely be happy to share the presentation with all the attendees as soon as we finish this session. A second question now is from Mr. Musa, South Africa. He's asking how can government and other international partners will continue to support the use of AI for digital transformation of the healthcare services, especially in rural communities of Africa.
Just bear with me because just a second, Mr. Order. The setup is a bit. I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
Yes, I can repeat it to you. How can government and other international partners
Yes.
will continue to support the use of AI for digital transformation of the healthcare services, especially in the rural communities in Africa? This question is coming from Mr. Musa, South Africa.
Yeah. As I discussed in the healthcare industries, one of the key issues to be able to connect definitely to the remote area or to have a distributed ecosystem is the connectivity. And I don't think that healthcare sector only can provide this or can invest in this. I think it's a good time right now for the ICT or for the operators because they have the reach to the remote areas through their towers and through their connectivity is to help not only the health industry, but the other industries as well to have the connectivity to their processing or to their data hubs or to their AI engine. Because as you know, in AI implementation, there are multiple techniques. One of them is where to have the edge, where to have the intelligence. And the more distributed technique you have, the more processing you would like to have. And the more you push back the intelligence, the more connectivity you have and the more storage you would have. So in my opinion, if we want to help the healthcare sector, especially in the remote area, we really need to ally with the operators to provide for us the smart connectivity, and whereby we implement the AI on such network rather than building our own connectivity or building our own connectivity. Whether we take it as a platform as a service, whether we take it as an application as a service, that's how we take decisions in terms of the investment and in terms of partnering with other sectors. Did I address your question correctly? Did I understood your question correctly?
Yes, Mr. Nitsalupa, I hope this is, sorry, Mr. Musa, I hope this was clear for you or from Engineer Hosni's side. Okay, we keep having questions coming on. We have like 9 questions for now. Hope we have the time to be able to provide answers for all the questions.
Okay.
Okay, now I'm having a third question, Engineer Hosni. It's from South Africa. It's from Mr. Nitsalupa.
Okay.
How do we ensure that AI managed call centers provide the human touch, which is a critical element of customer value retention as part of service failure recovery? The challenges with chatbots in this regard is the case in point.
Okay, that's a very also trendy question because right now we see chatbots everywhere. We see the conversational AI technology coming everywhere, which is part of the generative AI, and it's getting really advanced at the moment. A couple of years back, it was very dummy, it was very frustrating, but right now it's very amazing and really the deep learning techniques are making the conversational AI really immerse. However, we did not reach the stage whereby we say to humans that, sorry, you don't have a job anymore in the call center. I think it's crucial for humans to follow up on the customer care or the customer retention, because I think up till now, we did not reach the technology to avoid having the human touch. So, and by that, we can also implement specific use cases of alarming, of frustration, whereby if the customers are frustrated from specific wording or specific dialogue, we can connect them to a real agent. So I believe it's very efficient, very cost efficient, and very crucial to have chatbots and to have the conversational AI at the moment. It's very advanced. But at one point of time, we really need also to teach the machine of when to ask the customer to direct the call into a real agent. And whether it is a request from the customer or from their conversational AI, whereby the chatbot is not able to support the human, and then ask him a permission to transfer him back or to transfer him to a real agent, a human agent, to help him with his problem.
Okay, Engineer Hosni, we're having lots of questions popping by in the box. This is very challenging regarding the time we have left, but I guess we still have like 30 minutes or 20 minutes to go. So I'll keep choosing questions from other countries, if you allow me. We still have like 3 more questions coming from Mr.
I think I have now... Hoda, I think I have now. I can see the questions right now. Finally, I'm not sure what is happening. So I claim that I know a lot of things about digital transformation, and so it is a question from Wallace. Is there any Huawei AI implementation that can optimize the back office work from NOC perspective, like any tool that can help us have structured data or analysis of KPIs trends, a tool to live show how are the transmission tunnels congested or not? This is a very big question, but I think I can answer this. The simple answer is yes. However, there are multiple use cases that can be used within the back office. The first and the very famous use cases is the root cause analysis, whereby it helps the engineers in the back office to understand the exact problem of the transmission. First of all, if it is transmission problem or not, because as you know, that we have the ecosystem consists of a lot of network elements. I'm just trying to explain for the rest of the audience to understand the issue here. And transmission is one of the network elements contributes to the full activity of the network. So Huawei has a lot of tools and a lot of use cases implemented to help the NOC personnel or the NOC back office team, where they handle the critical issues that happens in the network. And he's mentioning that this is a question for the transmission. So we have a lot of use cases to help the transmission back office team sitting in the NOC to understand what is, first of all, if it is transmission problem or not. Second is what is really the deep problem or the root cause analysis of the problem. And the third level of activity, which is we can also take actions, or the machine can take actions to solve the problem if possible. If it's not, they dispatch a work order or issue a trouble ticket followed by a work order dispatched to the right engineer at the right moment at the right place to handle the problem on the ground. And definitely there are dashboards that can show you this trend or what we are doing on the background. The dashboard, which is I'm referring to the KPI trend or analysis of the KPIs. Yes, so the answer is yes. And the tool, it's called. I think we should not mention the name of the tools here because this is a generic presentation. But it's called the AUTON, the Automation and Intelligence Tool.
Okay, let's make it.
Use cases under.
Thank you, Engineer Mohammed. Let's make it more challenging. We will be picking questions from a different industry. It's the TV broadcast industry. We have a question from Miss Lawal Ahmed.
Okay.
She says, thank you, Engineer Mohammed, for the presentation. I'm coming from the TV broadcast industry. In what specific ways do you think AI would impact TV broadcast and content production at top level of the industry?
Okay, excellent. There are multiple ways to be able. I'm just trying to talk loudly here. or think loudly with you, Lawal, because there are a lot of things coming to my mind when it comes to the TV broadcasting. I think my first job was in a company called Nile Sat, which is the job of this company is to provide content and channels, to broadcast channels. And I think there are multiple ways to help the TV or to make the AI contribute to the TV broadcasting industry. The first thing is internally, is how to manage the operation. So how to streamline the operations together, make it efficient, understand the root cause analysis, understand if any error happens, and how to solve the issue, and how fast can we solve the issue. Because this is live broadcasting, and the error is almost not acceptable. And the fixation of the problem, if it is happening, we should deal with it very fast. Also, the prediction of the problem before it happens, we also should have the AI implemented to understand when is the transponder or the transmission, for example, equipment might go out of service, and that would cause us outages, or when to move fast to prevent the error from happening. That's on the operational side. On the analytical side, I think the AI technology can provide us with a deep understanding of the human behavior or the customer's behavior to try to understand the advertisement, what type of content we should advertising and content we should send to the customer, what sort of like what's happening in the Netflix, for example, streaming is what type of what you say recommendations we can provide to our customers, like video on demand. You are doing TV broadcasting, but you can also do video on demand, and that video on demand can be a reflection of what behavior you can see from your end customer, and how can you help them in recommending what's right for him, for example. Next question. I can't hear you, Huda. I think you are on mute.
Okay. Now, I hope that was helpful for you, Ms. Lawal. I'll take another question now from Egypt. Mr. Amr Farouk is asking how digital operation can play a vital role to help carriers transfer from telco to techco. So it's a question from the telecom industry.
Thank you, Amr, for your question. Amr is very well known in the Middle East region. And I think the question is more of a brainstorming together of how to move the telco to techco. This is a very important question. As we discussed, all the operators right now are trying to work on their revenue streams. They want to monetize their network, and they want to play a significant role on the business to business. And that part will only be possible if they move from the teleco domain, whereby they're providing telecommunication services, to provide a telco, or whereby they are playing the change agent or the catalyst for other verticals to use their network. As we said, the example of the healthcare or the example of banking, of having a smart connectivity or smart engine, smart platforms to build on top of it their use cases. And this is really trendy. This buzzword, which is techno to techo, and everyone is moving towards it. And as I said, the PM Forum is doing right now the frameworks, 9 areas of a framework with heavy development from all across the world, and we are getting there. So I think this is the next trend, or the next buzzword for the next 5 to 10 years, that we will work on it as professionals to be able to deliver such ecosystem to help the economy growth and the industrial growth. Very interesting question.
Okay. Now I'm moving to Nigeria. We usually get to have very active contributions from Nigeria in most of our AfICTA webinars.
It's a big company with a lot of implementation of digital transformation. And we are really proud of Nigeria, of the implementation of what we see in the government and even in the private sector.
So, hello, Nigeria. The question is, how would the issues of AI governance be handled at the continental level to make sure AI solutions are responsible and data privacy issues are well managed? This is from Dr. Paulinus Ogowoki from Nigeria.
Doctor, this is also trending big time, because right now the world is trying to get the conscience around these controversies, and the only way I see it is by providing transparency and involving the whole world when it comes to teaching the machine or training the machine. If only one group or only one country or only one company is developing the training for specific platforms that is teaching business across the world, it's really gonna be unfair and unacceptable. And Africa, the organization of Africa, needs to collaborate with the rest of the globe to be able to participate in training the machine. And also we need to have regulations, because also we need to protect ourselves. So if I'm a country in Africa, in Asia, and whatever, I need to also to regulate the role of the AI into the digital transformation and how it is implemented. We need to start this because without also regulating who can come in and do business in our country and in what way, and with or without our participation and collaboration, you can also, it's really going to be difficult for us to accept the results, and because it can be really unbiased, and or it can really be biased output, which fail the purpose. So thank you for the question. It is friendly frameworks and trendy collaboration between the countries and between the organizations. And I think the industry achieved also good reach in terms of addressing the ethical issues of the AI or the controversies that we discussed. Thanks for the question.
Okay, now I'm moving back to South Africa. We have a question from Netsalupa. Two more questions, actually. The first question is, how do you foresee the state's delivery on territorial integrity, global mandate being protected in the cyberspace with the exponential AI paradigm? That's a very rich question, actually.
Yeah. How do you foresee the states? What do you mean by states? The states? You mean the government?
I believe it takes a long time to answer, you can send him the answer by email. I guess I have his email in the chat box.
Okay, I think the question is challenging. I need to go through it again and probably send the answers later on, because it's a bit.
Okay, I have a second question also from Netsalupa, South Africa. How do we incorporate data localization and data adequacy across regions and continents with the advent of AI?
Two aspects or three aspects actually, which is, first of all, is the data availability, and second, the strategy of your data manipulation or data ingestion and storage and processing, because also you need to take decisions of where to move the intelligence and where you are doing the storage. So a lot of strategies of data strategy, IT data strategy needs to be involved, not only the AI. So it's not only the AI that you need to consider here, but you also need to consider the digital transformation strategy and also the connectivity, the smart connectivity, as we discussed. So to reach that level of reach of data and AI implementation across the continent, then you need to consider multiple collaboration with multiple verticals. I don't think that only one vertical can solve the issue of data localization and moving it across the continent. It's a huge job, and definitely as I said, the ICT or even the government can play a good role in such having a smart connectivity by providing data warehouses, by providing the connectivity between the hubs of the data, between the edge and the centralized artificial intelligence, and by the collaboration of all these, I would say, part of the puzzle, you can build one big digital transformation strategy. It's a very complex question because it involves a lot of aspects. Let me revamp: IT strategy, digital transformation strategy, AI strategy, connectivity, smart connectivity strategy. And definitely the integration of all this together, because integration is not, it looks easy, but it's not easy. It's one of the key challenges that we face when we connect different network elements and connect different partners as well.
Okay, Mr. Nitsalupa, I left you, it's Mr. or Mrs. Please, I left you a note in the chat box. Please provide your email so that we can get back to you with the reply of Engineer Hosni for your former question. And now to close this Q&A session, I have a very interesting question. It's an open-ended question that can be used for our next webinars as a teaser question. It says, beyond AI, what next?
That's a very interesting and deep question. AI started very long back, by the way. I think what we see right now is very revolutionary. In a very short time, the deep learning, which we discussed, and data science, the two of these are evolving big time. And the way it's happening, it's not only surprising us or the users, it's surprising the developers itself. The output of the machines is really amazing and really astonishing. And what's next? It can be scary if we do not regulate this market. And by regulate also, it's a two-edged knife, because the regulate can suppress or can limit, but at the same time we cannot leave it open, because as I said, if a car hits a person who's responsible, so we need to have fast regulation that can allow the innovation exponential, because it's getting exponential, and at the same time preserve the human life and make sure that human is safe. So what's next? I think it's the I would say the positive tension between the AI development or the deep learning, which depends on the neural networks for trying to imitate the human brain, and the human interest. I think we will see this along the way and along the implementation of the AI for the next at least 10 years. At least 10 years, we will see this positive tension that sometimes we stop the AI, sometimes we allow it, and we will see this exponential step approach mechanism. Thanks for the question.
Okay, now we have all our questions covered, and we have Nitsalupa's email in the chat box. Engineer Hosni, if you can please provide an answer to his very, very challenging question. And please, I would like to raise your attention for the poll that has been posed on the platform. Please feel free to fill in the poll, as it's very insightful for us in organizing your next sessions.
Dr. Uda, we have Dr. Jimson with us. Dr. Jimson Olufue is the founder of AfICTA and presently the chair of the AfICTA Advisory Council. He would like to make an intervention. So may I plead for your acceptance for him to come on board?
Sure, so welcome on board. feel free, and the floor is now yours. Thank you.
Hey, thank you very much, Dr. Oda. I would like to really sincerely congratulate Engineer Mohamed Hosni for that powerful presentation. It was
Thank you.
a great presentation, well-researched and qualitative. Thank you. I really would like to also commend Itisal. Itisal is our co-founder, and they've been very supportive, as has been said earlier by our chair. I want to really thank the management of Itisal for their consistency over the years, since we started, over the years. So I want to say thank you so much for that consistency. I just want to chip in some few things. In fact, Engineer Mohamed has done excellent job. Maybe I shouldn't even say anything again, because he has answered the questions excellently and made all the contribution necessary. But I just feel maybe I should just add this, especially with regard to what the global community is doing with regard to the use of AI. March 21st, you saw the first resolution at the United Nations moved by the United States and supported by China, and in fact, was by consensus. 193 countries all supported that AI should be for safety and should be responsibly used. So I think that was a milestone resolution, okay? Challenging all countries, all companies, enterprises, anyone that be using AI, they should use this for public good. I think it's fundamental. And just yesterday too, China submitted its own resolution and it was approved unanimously as well, supported by the United States and 193 countries around the world. Okay, and what is that about? It's about rich countries should support developing countries to build capacity with regard to AI. And I think we're already helping ourselves, with this presentation, we're already building capacity. And so again, thanks to Itisal for what you're doing. And that's globally. Now, with regard to our continent, Africa, I think we need to cooperate more. A number of our countries are coming up with their AI policies. We need to synergize more because it requires cooperation, collaboration. In fact, we still have something pending, that is the Malabo Convention. Many African countries are yet to sign that because that has to do with personal data protection and, of course, cybersecurity. So Engineer Hosni said it clearly. Cybersecurity is very critical when it comes to using and managing the AI, because it's about data, okay? It's about privacy, protection of these resources. So our countries need to endorse that and sign that. And lastly, recently, I also came up with an innovation. With regard to maturity, cybersecurity maturity. There's a need for us to measure the level of our cyber maturity. If you cannot measure something, you cannot really improve on it. So I came up with a TCMM strategy or a methodology for measuring cybersecurity maturity. And maybe we have opportunity, maybe a webinar later to talk about that. We did a validation session recently. But the point is that we need to take our security seriously, where we need to protect data, even though it's going to be challenging, but the benefit outweighs the disadvantages. So thank you so much again, Engineer Hosni, for that beautiful presentation, and Dr. Oda for the navigation and coordination. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Jimson. It has always been my pleasure to moderate the AfICTA sessions. And also, we're always proud to be AfICTA's partners of success as Itisal. Can you hear me, everyone? I guess the net is facing some issues.
Yes.
I'll repeat that again. Itisal has been always proud to be a partner of success with AfICTA. And it's my pleasure always to moderate your valuable sessions in AfICTA. Thank you, Engineer Hosni, for the valuable presentation. That was very insightful. And we would like to welcome you for more to come. Now I'll leave the floor for Ms. Yolandi for the closing of the session.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone. Once again, we really appreciate your patience, and thanks to Engineer Mohammed Hosni for the presentation once again. We really appreciate that. You know, it's a very welcoming, very illuminating presentation over there. I will be reaching out to you in our subsequent events on topics that are of the same concern, so we can further have you to bring up your interventions.
Pleasure is mine. Pleasure is mine. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. So right now, I'm going to be inviting our Deputy Chair, that's AfICTA Deputy Chair, and Vice Chair East Africa, Ms. Rachel Shitanda, who is going to be giving a closing remark on this occasion. Ms. Rachel, are you there?
We can't hear her.
Yeah, I can see her as well.
All right, yes. I think she's coming on.
Coming now.
Yes.
Very challenging to hear you. I think there's something wrong with the voice. We can't hear you, Ms. Rachel.
Yes, it seems that she's facing some network connection difficulties. So,
yeah.
Ms. Rachel, can you hear us?
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Rachel.
Hello. Can you hear me now?
Hello, Rachel. We can hear you. We can hear you, Rachel.
Yes, I can hear you.
Miss Rachel.
Okay, thank you. So I don't know. I am in another country, and so I'm trying to navigate myself. Troubles with my network.
Hello, Rachel. We can see you
Hello.
now. Hello, we can see you, and I can hear you now. Rachel.
Okay, to help manage your bandwidth, maybe you could switch off your camera.
Video, yes. I believe you need to switch off your video.
Oh, sorry, guys. I don't know. I am in a different country. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can. Just please make sure you stop the video because it makes the connections worse.
Sorry, I've stopped the video. So sorry for the for having this awesome presentation. I've enjoyed listening to and also
actually, Miss Rachel, I'm facing a problem in hearing you. So it sounds like you're having a very bad connection.
All right. So maybe I can just take Miss Rachel.
Coyote, I think she's having a very poor connection.
And also the questions were quite enticing. It has been a very insightful gratitude to all the speakers and the panelists. This to you, Coyote. You can read it on my behalf. Share. Let me share my Coyote. I don't know, this issues of connectivity in Africa. I'm sorry.
Miss Rachel, where are you calling from? Where are you taking this session from? Can you please let me know? I guess she doesn't hear me anywhere.
Have you gotten my speech, Coyote?
No, I'm so sorry. I couldn't hear anything of
Currently,
you.
I'm in Arusha, so I have sent in my message from Vodafone.
Okay, Mr. Coyote, can you please help us around?
I've shared
Alright.
a speech.
All right, so can you hear me all? Am I audible?
Yes, we can hear you.
Just
All right, so I'm going to quickly
read
take.
my
Oh, Miss Rachel,
speech,
can I just?
Coyote. Sorry for the interruption.
All right, so I'm going to take the closing
Yes,
remark
please.
as drafted by the Deputy Chair of AfICTA, Ms. Rachel Shtanda. As we conclude this insightful conference, I want to express my deepest gratitude to all our speakers, panelists, and participants. Your contributions have illuminated the pivotal role AI plays in driving digital transformation across North Africa. And I think extensively AfICTA is committed to supporting this journey, leveraging AI to foster innovation, growth, and development in our region. Together, we are not only envisioning a future shaped by technology, but actively creating it. Let's continue to collaborate and push the boundaries of what's possible. Thank you, and see you at our next gathering. So thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, Ms. Rachel, for your closing. And thank you very much, Coyote, for helping us around.
Before we drop off, I would encourage that we switch on our camera for as many that could do that, so we can take group photograph. I also want to appreciate all our participants. Thank you so much for staying tuned from the beginning till the end. We'll be reaching out to you with materials from this event subsequently. We also expect you in our subsequent event. So please, if you have access to your camera, do good to switch it on so that we can take this group photograph together.
Want the people on the panel to also show their camera. They may need to be upgraded.
We're all here, Mr. Jimson.
Yeah.
And we're providing the greatest smile for Africa.
Thank
you, I think
Dr.
it's a beautiful picture.
Yes.
And really, I think what you're doing here, guys, is really important for Africa, because it's up to us, the experts and the organizations, to push Africa into the field of the AI and digital transformation. This is really beautiful. When I heard it from Dr. Hoda Nofal, I was really excited to join such an event or webinar, because this is a responsibility for every expert and every one of us. I'm very proud to be on this today, and wish you all the luck from what you're doing. And definitely, I will be a big fan of AfICTA and Etisal as well, because also we need founders and we need people to push around Africa to the front line.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Absolutely. Engineer Hosni, thank you so much.
Trying to we're still expecting more people to join. Some people have been upgraded. I'm also trying to upgrade more people. So in the next say 20 seconds, we'll be taking the photograph.
So Miss Rachel, we can see you now. And I can see you're calling from Tanzania. Nice to have you around.
All right,
cheers
so
to Africa.
We have a lot of people.
I'm in Arusha, Tanzania for an assignment.
Okay, great to hear.
Okay, so we'll be taking the group photograph right away. I'm going to count 3 down. So I can see engineer is trying to adjust his tie. If you want to adjust something, you can do that right now. We're about to take the photograph. All right, so I'll be counting down 3, 2, 1, and 0. Thank you so much for those bright smiles. Thank you so much. We expect you in our subsequent event.
Everyone.
One photo with thumbs up, guys. One photo with thumbs up.
Thumbs.
Okay, thumbs up. Everyone, thumbs up. Yeah. Sure.
That's a good one.
Thanks
All
a
right.
lot.
Thank you.
Hello.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Tessa.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, AfICTA, for the beautiful webinar. Hope we can make it again soon.
Thank you, everyone. And sorry,
Thank you,
my
Rachel.
network decided to misbehave.
These nights never seem to go to plan. I don't want you to leave, will you hold my hand? Oh, won't you stay with me? 'Cause you're all I need. This ain't love, it's clear to see. But darling, stay with me. Why am I so emotional? No, it's not a good look and some self-control. Deep down I know this never works, but you can lay with me so it doesn't hurt. Oh, won't you stay with me? 'Cause you're all I need. This ain't love, it's clear to see. But darling, stay with me. Won't you stay with me? 'Cause you're all I need. This ain't love, it's clear to see. But darling, stay with me. Oh, won't you stay with me? 'Cause you're all I need. don't talk anymore. We don't talk anymore. We don't talk anymore like we used to do. We don't laugh anymore. What was all of it for? Ooh, we don't talk anymore like we used to do. I just heard you found the one you've been looking for. I wish I would have known that wasn't me. 'Cause even after all this time I still wonder why I can't move on just the way you did so easily. Don't wanna know the kind of dress you wearing tonight, if he's holding on to you so tight the way I did before. I overdosed, should've known your love was a game. Now I can't get you out of my brain. Oh, it's such a shame that we don't talk anymore. We don't talk anymore. We don't talk anymore like we used to do. We don't laugh anymore. What was all of it for? Ooh, we don't talk anymore like we used to do.
I just hope you're lying next to somebody who knows how to love you like me. There must be a good reason that you're gone. Every now and then I think you might want me to come show up at your door, but I'm just too afraid that I'll be wrong. Don't wanna know if you're looking into her eyes, if she's holding on to you so tight the way I did before. I overdosed, should've known your love was a game. Now I can't get you out of my brain. Oh, it's such a shame
That we don't talk anymore. We don't talk anymore. We don't talk anymore like we used to do. We don't laugh anymore. What was all of it for? Oh, we don't talk anymore like we used to do. Like we used to Don't wanna know kind of dress you're wearing tonight, if he's giving it to you just right the way I did before.
I overdosed. Should've known your love was a game. Now I can't get you out of my brain.
Oh, it's such a shame that we don't talk anymore. We don't talk anymore. We don't talk anymore like we used to do. We don't laugh anymore. What was all of it for? Oh, we don't talk anymore like we used to do. We don't talk anymore.
The way I did before.
We don't talk anymore.
Oh, it's such a shame.
We don't talk anymore.
She played the fiddle in an Irish band, but she fell in love with an Englishman. Kissed her on the neck and then I took her by the hands. And baby, I just wanna dance. I met her on Grafton Street, right outside of the bar. She shared a cigarette with me while her brother played the guitar. She asked me, what does it mean? The Gaelic ink on your arm. Said it was one of my friend's songs. Do you want to drink on? She took Jamie as a chaser, Jack for the fun. She got Arthur on the table with Johnny riding a shotgun. Chatted some more, one more drink at the bar, then put Van on the jukebox. Got up to dance, you know she played her fiddle in an Irish band, but she fell in love with an Englishman. Kissed her on the neck and then I took her by the hands. And baby, I just wanna dance with my pretty little Galway girl. You're my pretty little Galway girl. Hey. You know she beat me at darts and then she beat me at pool, and then she kissed me like there was nobody else in the room. As last orders were called was when she stood on the stool after dancing to Kaylee singing to trad tunes. I never heard Carrick Fergus ever sung so sweet. A cappella in the bar using her feet for a beat. Oh, I could have that voice playing on repeat for a week. And in this packed out room where she was singing to me. You know she played her fiddle in an Irish band, but she fell in love with an Englishman. Kissed her on the neck and then I took her by the hands. And baby, I just wanna dance, my pretty little Galway girl. My Galway girl.
drive your get